pharmacare. In 2020, all your medications will be paid for with your health card, not your credit card. Not only does this improve people's health, it saves the average Canadian family $500 a year. Across Canada, we will save $4.2 billion in prescription costs, and employers will no longer have to fund drug plans. The NDP will do so much more to make life affordable. We will bring down cell phone costs to the global average, raise the minimum wage, cancel all interest on student debt immediately, and build 500,000 new affordable homes. Local farmers have talked with me about the real threat posed by our intense, unpredictable weather and about how industrial-scale agriculture and processing harm family-owned farms and local processors. These changes bring food insecurity and hurt rural communities. We need a national strategy that is food and farm-focused. The NDP National Food Strategy Plan will work with farmers to strengthen community-supported agriculture and regional networks. This will increase the amount of food that is sold, processed, and consumed locally. Top economists and scientists all agree that carbon reduction incentives work. They motivate large and small polluters to reduce carbon emissions. But carbon pricing is not enough. The NDP will reduce greenhouse gas emissions to help stabilize rising global temperatures to 1.5 degrees, in line with the Paris Agreement. We will expand training and education for clean energy jobs, invest in zero carbon housing and transportation, and eliminate fossil fuel subsidies. We take protecting the environment very seriously. During the last 19 years, government power has centralized greatly. The rich have gotten richer, we are left further and further behind. We need to turn this power imbalance around and elect an NDP MP. The NDP is the party which stands for all Canadians, not a select few. Vote NDP, we're in it for you. Always have been.
Just for the benefit of the two candidates who arrived after the briefing, you have 3 minutes. At 2 minutes and 45 seconds, I stand up, and at 3 minutes, I start wrestling the microphone from you. Next up is Jonathan Davis, Independent.
Thank you, Steve, and welcome, everyone. Please forgive my lateness. My ride showed up to the farm a bit late, and my dog ate my homework. Thank you all for coming. It gives me great pleasure to be here with you and with everyone here whom I consider my friends. I have great admiration for everyone who would stand up and want to represent their fellow citizens in our country and our government. I have grave concerns about our electoral process, and this is what I'm using this election as a campaign to bring to all of you, this awareness that what we're all running for up here is basically a puppet position in a government that doesn't really represent our interests. We actually have a corporate government. It's not actually a legal de jure government which has been approved by the will of the people at any point in our past. Our government system was handed to us as an imperial order by Britain back in the days of Confederation, and was actually more of a corporate consolidation of the separate provinces into a unified company that is still to this day on the books as a incorporated entity that is traded on the United States Securities and Exchange Commission. We are not the shareholders of this corporation, we are its assets, and it really has no legal responsibility to represent our interests. If any of you vote any of us to be a representative in Ottawa, there's actually no requirement upon us to represent your interests in any way. 100% of you could insist that we vote, your representative votes a certain way on an issue, and if your representative decides not to, there's nothing you can do other than not vote for them in the next election. Our government does not actually represent us because it is a company that's looking out for itself. Our two main political parties, the Liberals and the Conservatives, have been operating all this time as two wings of the same bird, carrying out a corporate agenda, which is to further consolidate wealth and power into the hands of the controlling elite class and leave the proletariat, that's us, scrambling and working on the machines of our nation. There was a book called Tragedy in the Commons, which was published in 2015, and it was interviews with 80 retired members of Parliament from all parties and independents. And their findings were that the entire parliamentary system is basically one big gong show, and no one actually has any power to do anything on your behalf there, because the plans that the ruling parties bring in when they are in power are handed from the top down. And we don't even know the people who create those plans because they come from the people who control our money supply, which are our banks. And our banks are not even owned by Canadians. All our banks are actually owned by foreign interests, the Bank of International Settlements in Switzerland, which is then owned by the British Crown and then owned by the Vatican. So we do not actually have a representative democracy. What we have is a corporatocracy, and none of us actually have the democratic power to vote for a representative government. My campaign is to invite everyone to a new forum where we decide together what we'd actually like to make of our country for the future, because it is in our power and right to create a whole new system of government that actually represents us and that we feel we can actually vote and have a say in, and I invite all of you to participate in that. Thank you very much for your time. My name is Jonathan Davis, and I love you.
Next up is Stefan Klietsch of the Libertarian Party.
Hello, apologies everyone for arriving late. I was unexpectedly held up picking up a rental vehicle, and sorry I won't be around here until 8 p.m. like some other candidates will be. For that matter, I'd like to, of course, thank the organizers, Steve, and I'd also like to credit Danny and Ruben for pushing for this all candidates meeting to happen. So now about me. This is my third time seeking office in Renfrew County and my second time actually running, as I was previously the Green Party candidate in the 2015 election, and I unsuccessfully sought the nomination for the Green Party of Ontario in last year's provincial election. But last year I was expelled from the Green Party for respectfully persisting in disagreements, policy and governance disagreements with the leader Elizabeth May. So I sought candidacy with the first party that would let me speak my mind without requiring me to absolutely agree and fulfill the party platform, and that was the Libertarian Party. So my interest in libertarian principles most especially applies to ending policies that make it illegal to sell things to people that you can give to them for free. In addition to supporting most of the Libertarian Party platform, I'm opposed to the nuclear waste dump that is proposed for 1 kilometer away from the Ottawa River near Chalk River. I'm concerned about the effects that could have on drinking water down the line. I believe we need to have more MPs in Parliament, each representing fewer constituents, so that MPs are more like, closer to the common citizens that they represent. I believe that we have an opioid crisis that is proving that our drug laws do not work, and we need to have a safe and screened supply of recreational drugs, and therefore I support regulation and taxation of recreational drugs. And I also believe that that our Constitution is outdated, it's imperfect, and we need to update it to reflect more democratic norms. So to conclude, I hope that in this election you'll be casting a vote for liberty, or maybe in one of the other future elections where I'll be sure to be running. And I'll hope that when you go to the ballot box, you keep the interests of the next generation of Renfrew Nipps in mind. Thank you.
That concludes the formal part of the program. Some people, I believe, are going on to another meeting. We have the hall to 8 o'clock, so all candidates are invited to stay, all voters are invited to stay or leave, whatever you like. This is kind of open. And I apologize for the odor from the floor. The floor was just recently redone, and that's what you're soft-casting from the new floor. So thank you, everyone. Thank you very much for candidates. Thank you very much for the people in the crowd, and have a good evening.